6 o'clock. It's just past 6 o'clock. It's Saturday, the 31st of August, and welcome to our Saturday evening news programme. And in the news this week, the fraud protection team at Dorset Police has warned Oasis fans to be aware of potential scams this weekend. Following an announcement earlier this week, Oasis concert tickets have gone on sale today, and hundreds of thousands of people are expected to want to obtain tickets. Damien Cranny, who's the fraud protection officer at Dorset Police, said, "Unfortunately, it is common for fraudsters to use popular events to exploit eager fans, and thousands of people across the UK fall victim to ticket scams each year. We want all Oasis fans to enjoy this long-awaited reunion safely and securely. So if you're hoping to buy tickets this weekend, please be vigilant and take extra steps to protect your personal information and bank details." Dorset Police has issued the following advice. Only use official channels. Purchase tickets only from the band's official website or authorised ticket vendors. Check the venue. Visit the official website of the concert venue for ticket information and links to authorised sellers. Use secure payment methods. Pay with a credit card or PayPal for added protection. Be realistic about prices. If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is, and that goes for everything actually. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Set up ticket alerts. Use official apps or websites to get notified when tickets go on sale. Now, for more information on safe ticket buying, you can visit the Society of Ticket Agents and Retailers website, where there's lots of useful advice, and that's at www.star.org.uk. Now, things not to do. Do not buy from any unverified sources. So avoid buying from unofficial websites, social media posts or ads in the newspapers. Never pay by bank transfer. Legitimate ticket platforms don't ask for direct bank transfers. It's all a credit card or PayPal. Do not click on suspicious links. And beware of any emails that come in with texts or emails or texts with links to buy tickets. Avoid sharing personal information. Do not give out personal information or financial details unless you're certain the seller is legitimate. Do not rush into a purchase. Scammers often create a false sense of urgency, so make sure you take your time to verify it's a legitimate seller. And do not post images of your tickets online, as they can be replicated or used to scam another buyer by grabbing the information off your tickets. Now, for more information about secure legitimate tickets, go to the Which website, www.which.co.uk/oasis/avoid-scams. There we go. That's if you're buying Oasis Oasis concert tickets this weekend. Now, Dorset's greener homes are opening their doors for the fourth year across Dorset this September. Communities across Dorset are set to benefit from this county-wide event, as nearly 40 homes across Dorset take part in the annual event Dorset Greener Homes, and these are to showcase greener and sustainable energy installed in their homes. Many feature solar panels, battery storage, air and ground source heat pumps and mechanical ventilation. Others show low-cost solutions using natural materials which can be recycled at the end of life of the building, and wildlife-friendly gardens. This yearly event has proven to be great help to those interested in making sustainable and greener energy changes to their homes, with impartial advice from the homeowners giving visitors detailed knowledge of the installation processes, costs and healthy payback times on investment. How noisy is the heat pump? How can I improve the insulation of my listed building? Are solar panels really worth it? How do I find a reputable installer? Visitors have found practical answers to all of these questions and many more. Now, the event is on the 14th and 15th and 21st and 22nd of September. Most homes are open for one or two of these days and may require prior booking. Details and opening times can be found on a specific website, and that's www.dorsetgreenerhomes.org. www.dorsetgreenerhomes.org. Excuse me. The website also features mini films of some of the homes. Many homes are also open outside of the event dates all year round by appointment. So there we go. That's dorsetgreenerhomes.org for information on that if you're looking to put solar panels in, or ground source or air source heat pumps. Now, Doc Bike have announced a new partnership with the Dorset Bike Festival this year for this year's annual charity Ride Out, which will take place on Saturday the 21st of September. The life-saving charity is thrilled to confirm the return of their popular annual fundraising event, which gives motorcyclists the opportunity to take part in one of the last ride-outs of the summer, before storing their bikes away for the winter months. Last year's event saw over 600 motorcycles come out in support, raising over £10,000 in aid of the motorcycle injury prevention charity Doc Bike. This year's event promises to be the best yet, giving participants 5 ride-out routes to choose from, starting at locations in Dorset, Devon, Hampshire and Somerset, as well as a brand new endpoint. As part of the exciting new partnership, all routes will end at the fantastic Dorset Bike Festival, which is being held at Wooders Campsite in Beer Regis from the 20th to the 22nd of September. The 2-day bike festival is set to be a fantastic occasion with live music, stalls from motorcycle dealerships, bike displays, a bar and food stalls, festival entertainers and Doc Bike's grand raffle, with some amazing prizes which have been kindly donated by local businesses in Dorset. For those looking to enjoy the facilities and music into the night, camping and glamping pitches can also be booked in advance of the event. Now, Doc Bike receives no direct funding from the government and relies on the generosity of the public to continue their life-saving work, which puts highly trained trauma doctors or critical care paramedics on 2 wheels to reduce deaths and serious injuries on UK's roads due to motorcycle collisions. Doc Bike is hoping that anyone who registers to take part will also use the opportunity to raise additional funds by making a donation when registering, or by purchasing additional raffle tickets for the grand draw. Now, Dr. Ian Mew, who's co-founder and a trustee of Doc Bike, said, "We are delighted to partner with the Dorset Bike Festival for this year's charity Ride Out. This is our annual fundraising event for Doc Bike, and we are excited to give bikers more choice than ever before, with 5 routes to choose from and the amazing endpoint at the festival, where everyone can come together and enjoy the array of festivities on offer. Doc Bike is dedicated to being there for anyone who needs emergency critical care, but we are just as passionate about helping bikers to avoid being involved in a crash by giving them tips and tricks to avoid being knocked off their bikes. Online registration for the ride is now open. Registration costs £15 per person and includes festival entry and automatic entry into the grand raffle. And tickets for the festival are also available to purchase via the charity's website. For more information about the Doc Bike Ride Out, the Dorset Bike Festival, or to register online, pop along to the Doc Bike website at www.docbike.org/Dorset-ride-8. There we go. Now, West Dorset campaign for Real L, or CAMERA, say they are extremely proud and excited to announce that their current Pub of the Year and Cider Pub of the Year, the Woodman, Bridport, has progressed into and won the CAMERA Regional Cider Pub of the Year award, which elevates it into the national final for overall Cider Pub of the Year. It has also just been announced to the joy of the landlord, Darren Moore, that the Woodman is also now in the last 17 pubs in the country, a serious contender for CAMERA's prestigious National Pub of the Year, the ultimate accolade for any pub or licensee can win. The Woodman is a classic example of a thriving community-led pub that has a large selection of cider and perry and complements the expanding cask ale selection. A warm welcome awaits, and landlord Darren Moore alongside pub staff have good knowledge of the beer and cider products they sell and will happily give advice and tasters to assist customers. Not only does the pub regularly stock locally produced Dorset varieties such as Dorset Nectar and Isaac Cider, but also gives the drinker a chance to sample ciders from further afield, such as Bridge Farm Somerset, Oliver's in Herefordshire and Ascension from Sussex. There are 5 hand pumps that dispense real ales from microbreweries throughout the UK, and the throughput is very quick, with often new beers being put on mid-session. It is extremely rare for a pub to win 2 consecutive awards of this nature, and as a branch of CAMERA, we fully support Darren and his partner, said the West Dorset branch. Now, on hearing of winning this award for the second consecutive year running, pub landlord Darren Moore said, "I'm absolutely flabbergasted. We are so happy to get through to the next stage of the CAMERA Regional Cider Pub of the Year, which is amazing. only then to find out a month later we were also in the top 17 pubs in the country by winning the Regional Pub of the Year is truly amazing. I didn't believe it at first. I am rarely struck for words, but I was speechless. Darren went on to say a massive thank you to all the staff, suppliers, brewers, cider makers that make it happen, and of course West Dorset Camera for their continued support. There we go. So we'll be watching that with interest to see how that pub progresses in the national competitions. Now, a new clothing bank is due to open in Weymouth next month to help those who are struggling. The Family Matters Weymouth and Portland charity was established in 2020 and supports local families by collecting and organising donated items such as clothes for 0 to 3s, towels, playmats, high chairs, cots, buggies, toiletries, toys and games. Now it is announced that it will be opening a new adult clothing and homeware section, which will be open from 1 to 3:30 p.m. every Tuesday afternoon, starting from the 10th of September. The charity used to be on Cambridge Road on the Granby Industrial Estate, Weymouth. While it's still on the Granby, it's now based at 3 to 6 South Park, Avon Close, next to Wayprint. Family Matters is part of the refresh of the churches of Weymouth and Portland working together in action, an organisation that pushes for social action by supporting local charities helping those in poverty. The charity is now accepting donations of clothing and small household items for the new bank, and if you've got anything that you wish to donate or for more information, drop them an email, family.matters.w&p@gmail.com, family.matters.w&p@gmail.com. Now, more than 500 cars have been spotted driving along Weymouth roads this week. The Car Badge Run is one of Europe's biggest rally car road trips, made up predominantly of Dutch motorists, with 10 taking place across the continent each year. Rules are strict for competing in that the cars must be more than 20 years old and they cannot cost more than €1,000. The cars have been spotted at various places around Weymouth, such as Littlemore, and wider around in Dorset more generally. One resident said there were hundreds of cars going along with Dutch flags on. It was incredible, but I didn't know what was going on at first. Another resident who heard them coming said, I heard these loud horns and I went outside to see what was going on, and there was a load of Dutch cars. It looked bizarre. The trip is part of a 5-day tour which saw the group depart from Kent before heading up to Yorkshire Dales and the Lake District before coming further south and stopping off at Yeovil for the night. They then made their way through Dorset to go back towards Kent. Now, the founder is Bram Iger Ram, and he said it comes from the concept of a banger rally and sees cars from European countries, mainly the Netherlands and Belgium, drive around places you wouldn't usually expect to see them. Mr. Eigenman confirmed that there were more than 500 cars spotted along Dorset roads on Friday, August the 30th, with around 1,400 people involved in the rally in total. When asked what drew the Car Badge Run to England, and more particularly Dorset, he said, we decided to make a whole trip around the UK, excluding Scotland, as it's a place that normally most Dutch people want to visit, especially London, but we wanted to take the trip around the English countryside. The 5-day trip has covered around 2,000 kilometres. Each year motorists journey to a different location, including Germany and France, but they may return to the UK again in 2026. Now, a similar procession took place in England earlier this week, which saw a smaller number of vehicles, around 250, that came from Germany. And I saw some of the cars earlier in the week parked up at a petrol station. There was about 6 or 7 of them there refuelling, and wondered what was going on. So now I know what was going on as well, because I didn't at the time. Now, a man has been arrested in connection with a report of a road rage incident that resulted in a serious assault in Weymouth. Dorset Police received a report at around 9:50 a.m. on Saturday the 17th of August that a man had sustained injuries following an incident in Chamberlain Road in White Regis. It's reported the victim, a man in his 60s, was driving a black Audi A3 and was forced to stop suddenly to avoid a collision with an e-scooter. The victim's wife, who was a passenger in the vehicle, pulled down a window to challenge the male e-scooter rider over his riding. He started becoming abusive and the occupants got out of the vehicle to speak to him. The e-scooter rider then allegedly punched the victim, causing him to fall to the ground. He sustained a head injury that required hospital treatment. Following inquiries by detectives and an image appeal by Dorset Police, a 30-year-old man from Weymouth was arrested on suspicion of inflicting grievous bodily harm. He's been released on police bail while inquiries continue. Now, officers are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward after criminal damage at a property in Dorchester. Between 3:30 p.m. on Thursday the 22nd of August and 12 p.m. on Friday the 23rd, a brick was thrown through the window of an address in Mellstock Avenue. The glass was smashed and damage was caused to the frame as well as surrounding bricks. Police Constable Christopher Windows of Dorset Police, I'm sure that's a pure luck unless somebody's got a typo there. Yeah, Police Constable Christopher Windows of Dorset Police said, "I am keen to hear from anyone who saw or heard any suspicious activity in the area around the relevant time frame. Also, I would ask residents in the vicinity to please check their doorbell cameras or home CCTV systems for any footage that may assist our inquiries." Finally, Dorset Police are warning people not to leave valuable items in cars when visiting beauty spots across Dorset. They are telling people, both local and tourists alike, if items such as mobile phones, laptops and handbags and cameras are left in vehicles, that the vehicles are much more likely to be targeted by thieves. Dorset Police are suggesting that before you leave home or you leave your holiday accommodation, that you think what you're taking with you and leave unnecessary items behind. If you do go out with these items, it's suggested you should take them with you when you leave the vehicle and not leave them in the vehicle itself. The police are also suggesting you ensure all windows and sunroofs are shut and locked and all doors locked before you leave the vehicle. Then have a good look around the car to make sure you have not left anything behind and visible. If you have security products such as a steering lock, they are suggesting that you actually make use of it. Now, anyone with information about reports of crime we've mentioned today or any other instance of crime or information that the police would be interested in are asked to call Dorset Police on 101, or you may give information anonymously via the Crime Stoppers charity by calling 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Now, we are here for you. The NHS Trust has been recognised for support to local veterans. Dorset Healthcare has again been accredited as a Veterans Aware Trust and is urging any former military personnel struggling with physical or mental health issues to seek help. The accreditation from the Veterans Covenant Healthcare Alliance, or VCHA, highlights the Trust's commitment to improving NHS care for veterans and their families, as well as reservists and active members of the armed forces. South West England has the country's highest proportion of veterans, with more than 58,000 living in Dorset alone, alongside 40,000 serving personnel and family members based in Blandford, Bovington and Poole. Dorset Healthcare's Armed Forces Community Health and Wellbeing Team can provide access to specialist care and support, and its work first earned Veteran Aware status in 2021. Trust Deputy Chief Executive Dawn Dawson said, "I am very proud we have again been recognised for the care and support we can offer to anyone in the Armed Forces community who may experience health problems. This demonstrates the passion of our staff across the service and shows members of the local Armed Forces community that we are here for them when they need us." As well as healthcare, the service helps people to access support around social care, housing, welfare and employment issues. The team visits veteran groups across Dorset on a weekly basis, helping to combat loneliness and isolation, and also works with GP surgeries to raise awareness of the help available. Now, Major Retired Andy Gritt MBE, the team's clinical and operations manager, said, "We are very proud to have once again received this accreditation. It's vitally important that ex-armed forces personnel are well supported, and we want them to know we are here for them every step of the way." To find out more or access support from the Armed Forces Community Health and Wellbeing Team, you should visit the Dorset Healthcare website. So just search for Dorset Healthcare website and then look for the Armed Forces Wellbeing Team on the menu system. Or you can drop them an email at dhc, that's dhc.dorset.veterans@nhs.net. That's dhc.dorset.veterans@nhs.net. Now, on Tuesday the 3rd of September, Dorset Council will honour Merchant Navy seafarers by holding a flag-raising ceremony at County Hall in Dorchester at 9:30 a.m. Merchant Navy Day, that's on Tuesday the 3rd of September, acknowledges the brave men and women of the Merchant Navy who in both world wars kept our island nation afloat and in peacetime continue to face the routine perils of violent storms and mountainous seas to transport everyday items like food and fuel. And I'd also like to say face piracy as well, as there are lots of modern pirates out there, unfortunately. The ceremony will be led by Vice Chair of the Council, Councillor Les Fry, BEM, and Merchant Navy Branch Chairman Captain David Knight will be attending, as well as members of the Weymouth and Portland Merchant Navy with members of the Royal Navy Association and Weymouth Sea Cadets. Also attending will be Captain David Parsons, MNM, National Secretary of the Merchant Navy Association, with dignitaries including His Majesty's Lord Lieutenant Mr Angus Campbell, CVO, the Mayor and Mayoress of Dorchester, Councillor Robin Potter and Miss Val Potter, and the Mayor of Weymouth, Councillor John Orell, and the Mayor of Portland, Councillor Sheila Mars, and escort Deputy Mayor, Councillor Charlie Flack. Now, Councillor Les Fry said, in tribute to the commitment, bravery and self-sacrifice of our current and former seafarers, we are proud to raise the red ensign to support Merchant Navy Day. The Merchant Navy has played a crucial part in our history, keeping supply lines open during 2 world wars and reaching far away places of the world like the Falklands to defend our citizens. Today there are around 80,000 men and women working at sea. They continue to bring in over 90% of our imports. We owe them our deepest respect and gratitude. That's on Tuesday this week, the 3rd of September. Now, many World Championship gig clubs will be attending the 2024 Weymouth Pilot Gig Regatta, which takes place across this weekend. Spectators can enjoy the elite level gig racing between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m, both today, obviously it's a bit late for today, and tomorrow Sunday, with organisers saying the best view of the event is from the Noath Gardens. Saturday's racing saw the final round of the National Summer Series, where the multiple world champion Caradon and Falmouth gig clubs will race alongside other crews from the southwest of England. Both of the Weymouth men's and women's crews will be rowing the gig Isolde. I don't know if I got that right. ISOLDE. Isolde. They are hoping for a top 10 finish overall after attending all other rounds of the series in Devon and Cornwall. So do pop along to the Noath Gardens. Lovely vantage point there to watch things from tomorrow between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to see what's happening in the gig racing. And finally, in the headlines tonight, a full-size replica of a Spanish galleon, El Galleon Andalusia, has returned to Weymouth Harbour and will be here until Monday the 2nd of September. She's going to be open to the public to climb aboard the huge ship from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Now, according to the Sail Training International website, El Galleon Andalusia has a permanent crew of 12 with facilities for 20 trainees and is owned by the Neo Victoria Foundation, a non-profit entity specialising in promoting and spreading historical events whilst providing training for young people to help them gain confidence in themselves by being a member of the crew. And that's something good to do this weekend. Pop down to Weymouth Harbour. You won't be able to miss the boat. It's very large and it's different to all the other boats. And it'd be well worth a look round if you're looking for something to do this weekend. Now that's the end of the headlines in the news this week. It's time in today's programme to go over to our regular contributor Andrew Wright for this week's film review and preview.
Welcome to White Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, the new Blumhouse horror film Afraid is released in cinemas. The film stars John Cho and Catherine Waterston and revolves around a mixed family whose smart home AI increasingly interjects itself into their lives. Horror films like this don't usually have their reviews released before opening day. So by the time I'm recording this, I won't have seen any reviews, as they won't usually be published until because they're not usually press screened, so critics will be seeing them with audiences. And that's when reviews will start to come out over the opening weekend. But honestly, go check it out for yourselves. Films, and see what you think. Films about self-learning AI are becoming more and more topical in today's modern society. Yeah, but that also means there's quite a lot of AI films, so you just go see what you think. This week, the trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was released. The film stars Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, and Jim Carrey, among others, reprising their roles from the previous two films, and are joined by Keanu Reeves, who is voicing the antagonist Shadow the Hedgehog. The film revolves around Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails as they team up with Dr. Robotnik in order to take on their new enemy, Shadow, who's a hedgehog. The Sonic live-action films have been surprise hits with audiences, and with me as well. I really quite like them. So I'm looking forward to this third film. And you know this film will probably be good because after Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Jim Carrey said he was retiring from acting, but he said that he would come out of retirement for Sonic 3 if he liked the script, and he seems to be playing two roles in this film as Dr. Robotnik and his grandfather, so it's going to be quite an action-packed film. That's all I have for this week. But be sure to check back next week where I'll be previewing the long-awaited sequel to Beetlejuice. I'm not going to say it 3 times because I know what will happen. Michael Keaton will burst down my wall. And I'll be talking about the home video release of the Garfield movie, with the animated one with Chris Pratt that I saw back in May, which was, all the previews were very, very complicated for that film. So now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much, Andrew. We'll be back with Andrew next week to hear about Garfield, and I won't say the other name again in case somebody jumps out my wall as well if we've said it too many times. Okay, it's time in the programme for the national weather forecast from the Met Office, and this week we're joined by Marco Patagna. Hopefully.
Hello, here's your latest weather update from the Met Office. I'm Marco Patagna. We're starting the weekend on a generally fine note across the UK. Plenty of sunshine around, just a bit of patchy cloud developing across the south as we head into the afternoon, possibly bringing the odd shower, but most places are set fair. The clearest skies generally lurking there towards the north and northwest. And in the sunshine, temperatures doing fairly well, generally in the range of the high teens to low 20s Celsius. 21 there locally in the northwest and up to 23 Celsius in London. 23 is 73 in Fahrenheit. Although the temperatures here will be tempered a little bit by the east to northeasterly breeze, just taking the edge off of those values. But on the whole, pleasantly warm when the sunshine does break through. As we head into the evening and through the overnight period, cloud will start to increase from the south more bodily, particularly across England and Wales, and we'll start to see a few showers breaking out, particularly across the southeast of England later in the night. 1 or 2 of those showers quite heavy, potentially even thundery by Sunday morning. So the clearest skies lingering there across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland, and here, apart from the odd mist or fog patch, as I say, staying fairly clear, but turning quite chilly, certainly in some rural spots by Sunday morning. Temperatures could locally dip into single figures, down to around 7 or 8 Celsius in a few rural spots, but notice towards the south and southeast, the air turning increasingly humid and a very warm night to come in places. Temperatures no lower than 17 Celsius in a few spots, that's 63 in Fahrenheit. As we head through Sunday itself, on the whole a cloudier day than on Saturday, the best of the lingering sunshine towards the northwest of the UK, certainly through the morning before cloud starts to increase here into the afternoon too. Whereas across England and Wales, the cloud thick enough to bring some showers at times, particularly across central and southern parts of England and later into the north of England too. Some heavy thundery downpours in places could give some flooding issues, whereas towards the northwest we hold on to some brighter breaks, and here not too bad in the sunshine, temperatures into the high teens Celsius, but notice towards the southeast it's a very warm, if not quite hot and humid feel to the day. Temperatures up to 27 Celsius in London there, 81 in Fahrenheit. Into the evening on Sunday, the showers will continue to migrate their way northwards, reaching parts of eastern Scotland. Elsewhere, some clear spells, but showers never too far away too. So on the whole, a fairly mixed picture going into Sunday evening. That's pretty much it for me, but of course you can keep tuned to the Met Office forecast by following us on social media and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much there, Marco, and I hope we do miss a lot of that nasty looking stuff that was coming up from France and travelling up through the channel. But here, our weather icon is not working. No, it's not going to work for us. So unfortunately I can't tell you what is coming up for the week ahead on the South Coast. We'll have to investigate the technology there and see what's happened with that. It was working earlier. Anyway, we'll move straight on to the what's on and looking first at Weymouth Pavilion with 5th of September. That'll be the day. In fact, if you're lucky tonight, it's Ben Portsmouth, This Is Elvis. So I don't know if anybody's going to that, but that starts very soon. So that's on tonight. That's going to be a very good show. But looking ahead, 5th of September, that'll be the day. 21st of September, The Drifters. 27th of September, The Wall of Floyd, the best of Pink Floyd. And 4th of October, and finally Phil Collins. Those are just a selection of some of the shows on at Weymouth Pavilion. There is an absolute fun-packed programme there. Every day of the week there is something on. Some days more than one thing. All the information is on their website. That's the best place to go. weymouthpavilion.com, where you can see what's coming up and you can buy tickets and find out more details about those shows. Now looking at the Knowth Fort, their summer fun runs through until the 1st, so that is tomorrow. So that continues and winds up tomorrow, daily 10:30 to 4 o'clock. We've got coming up 22nd of September, the Family Science Festival, with a range of science demonstrations around the fort all day that day. They will put details up of what exactly is coming, but they usually have some really interesting stuff there, like building your own rockets and all sorts of things on those days, so well worth going to. 29th of September, Pause for Fort, which is the dog show. And then the weekend of the 5th and 6th of October is going to be a pirate weekend at the fort. More information on stuff going on at the fort is on knowthefort.org.uk. A reminder that Abbotsbury and Portsham are still celebrating their millennium, and all the details for that are on the specific website, map24.org, map24.org. And next weekend is the start of the B-Side Festival on Portland, from the 5th to the 8th. So do a search for B-Side Festival Portland, and that does kick off with a film being shown in the Salt Restaurant on the 5th, looking at 209 portraits of local faces, all illuminated by the fleeting light of a single match. Sounds very interesting, doesn't it? Hopefully for those of us that don't get there, that will go up online at some stage, because it would be good to see that. Now turning to church services tomorrow, there's an 8 o'clock communion at All Saints Church. 9:30 is the monthly family-friendly, more casual cafe church service that starts with the breakfast before the service. That's at 9:30, and then the 11 o'clock service at St Edmunds a bit later in the morning. Our other programme tonight, of course, is our Saturday night quiz. That it starts promptly at 7:30, with the streams going up at 7:20. Do join us if you enjoy a quiz. It's free, it's family and community friendly. All are welcome. You will be most welcome to join us, and we would love to have you with us. That's on this channel, so do come back here at about 25 past 7 if you would like to join in with the quiz tonight. Now that brings me to the end of this week's programme. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're finishing your school summer holiday, hope you're getting your school bits ready to go back to school during the coming week. I think schools start back at various times during this coming week, because I think there are some teacher training days this week, but I think most schools locally will be back by next weekend. Hope you've had a lovely summer holiday, and hope you're prepared to get back to school and for the year ahead. And if you're just having the weekend off, well, you'll be going back to work on Monday, and hopefully you'll enjoy the weekend too. So do get in touch, do let us know with any news or local events information. Drop us a line, as ever, news@whiteregis.tv. We would love to hear from you, and failing that, we'll be back here 6 o'clock next Saturday for our weekly news programme. Good night.